So it's day one of the Fiat Ducato conversion, the second conversion I'm doing. This was the first one, a bit more of a challenge, but it's worked well, so we need a second home now. So as you can see, it's all in sort of van mode as we bought it, all panelled out, a bit bashed and stuff from the guys that have been using it before us. As you can see, I've just made a very slight start where I've started unscrewed just to reveal the wheel arches, just to make sure there's no like rust or anything I need to deal with. The plan today is probably just take all those bottom boards, get it all nice and clean, see what we're working with on the bottom. It's a 2016 Fiat Ducato. I'll show you the outside. Really good condition. Really good condition. It's basically a brand new van. Somebody's had it on hire purchase, I think. Just put it in. As you can see, we're in the Peak District. Southern slopes near Rock Towers. As you can see, we're on a campsite at the moment, so I'm going to find my way working in the morning. Yeah, so the van. Yeah, bit of snow as well today, just to add to the fun. It's not that cold, I'm layered up. So there you go, there it is. This is our original one, which is an old school bus. I may as well walk you around. There's no recycling at this campsite, so we have to take it to the tip every couple of weeks. Yeah, all of this work on the main bus took about 18 months, but we're both working full time, so we can only work weekends and stuff. As you can see, I've taken all the original windows out and panelled them all up. The original doors were a bit of a blag, but I basically made them into another bit of wall and then put in some caravan doors, which are the only ones we could get to work. We have got a slidey step, but that's sort of standard step. It's more convenient when we're in campsite mode. And that's that. Day one of the conversion. I've got some supplies already. Grip fill, full box of. Going to use a lot of that. I've got another box of Silkaflex adhesive behind that bit of wood there that I've taken off. I'm thinking to start with, take that bulkhead out because there's extra weight that we don't need, and it'd be nice to open the space up a little bit, as I'm not really going to use it as a van for my joinery that heavily, so I don't really need the protection of that. First port of call for the work is put the external stuff in, so I've got a couple of vents going in, one down there, one up here, so we've got some through flow of air because it can get a bit stuffy if you don't do that. And then I'm thinking one roof light somewhere in the middle here. Potentially going to put a window in the door, but I might leave that for a bit because I can do that whenever. The other external thing down here somewhere, I'm going to put in one of these 240 volt plug-in points for campsite power and stuff, just for when we go forward with the electrics, so it's already in place, we don't have to rip anything to bits. Once all that external stuff's in, I'm gonna put rigid insulation, well, I'm thinking do a layer of the foil insulation first over, just to cover all the metal to stop any condensation, and then I'm going to put rigid insulation in between all the support beams, and then I'm going to probably put another layer of foil insulation over the lot of it just to seal everything up nice. And then whilst I'm in the process of doing that, I'm going to put some timber lat across there, just some timbers, the same sort of depth as them, so that I've got a nice fixing point for all the boards that I'm going to put in. Before it all gets covered in, I want to remember to put all the electrics in the correct place this time, whereas in the bus I basically just ignored the electrics because I prefer working with wood, so that got put in later. But we want to have obviously some downlighters and maybe some lights across where the bed's going to go and stuff. So the design I'm going for on this one is, because we want to sort of use it as a work van slash camper van sort of thing, I'm going to have like a Murphy bed that folds up on that side. I'm going to make that out of ply, I think, just to keep the weight down. So I've got the bed space about where my screwdriver is. That's sort of where it's going to end, somewhere around there. So we've got enough space down at the back to potentially have a toilet, and then maybe some storage on this end. And then down this side, just going to put in a really simple bit of racking for a kitchen, and I've got some ideas for like the cupboards that sort of come up and things that come down and stuff that does things. So we'll see what happens. My main sort of goal with this conversion is to keep it as light as possible, because with the bus I went a bit crazy and put way too much wood in there and reduced the capacity of the vehicle, unfortunately. So it means it's really slow on the roads and super heavy, so it's not good for fuel consumption and stuff. Although she's a beast. We've been living in a bus now for 2 years full time, and it's been amazing. We've had no problems due to it being a Mercedes, no problems with the mechanics or anything, turns on every time. All of the internal systems are still working really well. I went full on with this one, basically did all of the gas, electrics, everything like super detailed. So underneath here, where that LPG inlet is, I've got a sort of 80 odd litre tank, which is huge. Over at the back, underneath, I've got massive water tanks. So you can see the vents there for the fridge, because obviously with the fridge burning on gas, it needs the exhaust vents. And the sights, windows, everything with that. Only had a little problem with those windows where it was just sealing once they'd been sort of in for about a year, and then they'd had the frost and summer, the sealant around the edges of them just went a bit dodgy. So I've had to, you can sort of see it's a little bit messy up at the top, but I had to go around and basically reseal them all, and that was that. Apart from that, we've had very little problems with this one, to be fair. Well, I'm going to sign off today, or for now anyway. I might show you what I've done by this afternoon, see if I can make a bit of progress. I think that bulkhead's coming out first, because that looks heavy. Right, see you in a bit, everyone. Bye.